In the previous lab, we set up a circuit that looks something like this. Now in this lab, we are going to be adding one of these gates every single time we test this for this specific demo. Now to do this, we are going to take one of these gates. After we set up the general circuit for this one time, we can just replace each of these gates with the other when we go through them. So I'm going to start with the AND gate right here, and it'll look something like this. There will be numbers on top of it, which is kind of a code for what kind of gate it is. That can be found just by looking up gate codes. And per the diagram, notice the notch right here. This is the side that's going to be facing towards this way, the way of the power supply and away from the LED bar. And we're going to take this and we're going to place it in here, anywhere in here, and it's just going to be set in like this. Now, for here, we are going to need two wires. That's one's going into the negative and one's going into the positive from it. So we can take any wire. I'm just going to color code it green for these. And I'm going to take the green and it's going to be on the very end. And I'm going to plug it in here and then just plug it anywhere into the negative here. And then we're going to do the same thing where we take this wire and we're going to use the positive row right here. We're going to take it and we're going to put it into the positive. And we're going to set it in here. So now it is connected into the negative rail and it's also connected into the positive rail. Now we are going to take these out and we are going to have to run these switches all the way along here per the diagram, and also for the diagram we're going to have to run the switches and it's going to connect into here. That way it can read the gate. So to do this, we can use two smaller wires. I'm going to use these two red ones, and both of these are going to go from the actual switch to the gate. So I'm going to take the first one and I'm going to put it underneath the first switch, and then I'm going to put it underneath the first leg of the gate. And then I'm going to take the second switch and then I'm going to put it under the second and then put it under the second leg right here. So it looks something like this. From here, all I'm going to do is I want to, per the diagram, because we have the lines running from the switch this way and then this way uninterrupted, and then we have one that goes through this actual part right here. So we're going to deal with the one that's uninterrupted first. And for the one that's uninterrupted, we'll use these wires, and we're going to deal with the one that is the first one right here, and we're going to just plug this one into here like this. That way it will be in the same column, and then we're going to take this and then we're going to plug it into the first LED bar row or column. And so that's set. Now we're going to do the same thing where we take this second one and we're going to plug it into underneath the second one. That way they're going to be in the same column. And then this is going to plug into the second LED bar. So it's going to look like this. And we can test this turning on the power supply, and we'll see that both of these light up. So that's good. Turn that off. And now we're going to connect it through the actual gate into the LED bar to see if that works. And to do this, we are just going to take one wire because we only have one output, and we're going to connect it through the third part right here. Looks good. And after it's connected in there, there's only one gap right there. We can connect it into the actual gate. It doesn't really matter the position really, it just has to connect between the two. So we'll just put it into this socket for our LED bar. So it's going to look like this. So for the AND gate actual theory, it should, or the actual logic, it'll light up this bar. So we'll turn the power supply on and turn this on. Currently nothing's lit, so 0, 0 is equal to 0 for an AND gate. And then we're going to have 1, 0 equals to 0 for an AND gate. And then we'll try 0, 1. This is also 0 for the AND gate. However, if we have both of them flipped up, we can see that our AND gate is going to light up. And that's because an AND gate needs both 1 and 2 to be 1s before it becomes a 1, or both of these have to be turned on before this gets turned on, otherwise it won't. And then for the rest of these, we can test them by just pulling this one out and then replacing it with here. I'm not going to test all of them, but this is the NAND gate. So make sure you have the one slot. All of these have to be connected perfectly. So it will look something like this with the connectors. Turn it back on, and we can see 0, 0 is equal to 1, and that is the logic behind the AND gate. When both are off, it will be on. And if we just have one switched on, this will be on. However, if we have both switched up, it will be off. And so that is how we would deal with a NAND gate. And again, if we want to work out the rest of these, we would just take this one out, the one we're currently looking at, take it out, and then replace it with these and analyze that. In Multisim, after we download the given file, we're going to have something that looks very, very similar to this. Now, this is the setup for an AND gate, and to run this, we are just going to press the play button, and now this will run our circuit, so it is live. It has power going through it. If we flip one, only the first is going to light up. If we turn that off and flip the second one, only the second one's going to light up. And if both of these are off, nothing is going to light up. However, if we flip both of these, just like on our breadboard, the last one will light up. And this is how we would do an AND gate. Now, if you want to replace this with another one of these gates, you can turn off the circuit, you can cut this, you can paste this up here, so that way you still have your circuit, and then click it. And then from here, just pick any of these, and you can just take it and drag it down here. Then you want to go up to the left, and up here, you are going to see place. You can click place and then click wire, or Control-Shift-W. And from here, you're going to have a wire. You click this terminal, and you're going to click into the first line, and then Control-Shift-W gives us the wire. We can click from the second terminal to input B, and then for the output here to one of these gates, and I'll just click it right here. Now I'm going to turn both of these off and then click play so we can run it again. Now we see that this is turned on right here when both of these are off. If we flip one up, it stays on. If we flip the other one up, it stays on. However, if we flip both up, it will turn off. This means that this gate, if we look at the truth tables, is an OR gate. And we can go about testing the other gates just as we did with this one. So that's how you would do it inside of Multisim.